Yeah, how'd they taste? Oh. He's testing them out. How are they?
Good work.
Pretty good cakes.
To the City of Savage Planning Commission meeting. Today's date is Thursday, June 26, 2025. It's 7 p.m. and I officially call this meeting to order. Could I have a roll call, please?
Brown, excused. Christensen. Here. Idem.
Here.
Nelson.
Here.
Thompson is excused. Wolf.
Here.
Zessman.
Here.
Thank you. Now could I have everyone stand, face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Next order of business is to approve the agenda. Are there any changes?
No changes to the agenda.
At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Christensen and second by Nelson. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed, abstained? All right, agenda approved. Next on the agenda is meeting minutes. Does everyone or anyone have any notes to change as part of the meeting minutes? All right, I didn't see anything as well. This time I'll also hear a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
Move to approve the minutes.
All right, I have a motion by Nelson. Second by Christensen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstained? Meeting minutes approved. All right, next on the agenda, we have a public hearing to consider a recommendation to the City Council for a resolution and an ordinance for a PUD amendment allowing a 6-unit addition for the River of Life Memory Care Facility located at 6700 Egan Drive, Project 25-20. Angie, if you would please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Planning Commission members. The Rivers of Life Memory Care is an existing memory care facility that was built in the late 2019. The property is located at 67 Egan Drive and is approximately 2.07 acres in size. This is an aerial image zoomed in to take a closer look at the property, which is outlined in red on your screen. This is a zoning map, and the property is within the County Road 42 Overlay District. It is zoned as PMD, which stands for Planned Mixed Use District. It was zoned as PUD when it was previously Outlot C of the Springs at Egan Drive, the plat which is to the west of this property, and this was prior to this particular site being developed. The future land use designation in the 2040 comprehensive plan is also mixed use. The existing use is a permitted use. The proposed project is exempt from site plan application requirements since it is under that threshold of what is allowed in city code. So it's under the 30% of the floor area for the structure, and it's less than 10,000 square feet for what is proposed for the addition. So it didn't require an actual site plan application. However, staff does go through kind of the motions of reviewing it as if it were a site plan, just to make sure everything is still in compliance with code. So here we're looking at the proposed, this is the roof plan for the site that was submitted with the plan submittal. The proposed additions outlined in red. The existing 34-unit building is approximately 26,075 square feet in size currently. This proposed addition is 2,965 square feet roughly, and it's proposed on the west side of the building and will include 6 new units. So the memory care facility building with this addition being added, the total expansion would be 29,040 square feet in size and would include 40 memory care units. Here's some architectural renderings of the project. So here you're looking at the southeast, that addition that is proposed on the building on the left side of the screen, and the southwest elevation on the right side of the screen. The exterior materials of the addition will match those of the existing building, which include gray siding and white trim. Both are made of cement material. Stone accent material, wall sconces for exterior lighting, asphalt shingles, and then single hung windows, also just to ensure all cohesiveness with the existing building. Here we're looking at just the other elevations, so the east, the north, and the northwest view of what that will look like. Probably easier to see in your packet. And then here's the south, which you can see on the left side, and the kind of darker shade is that new addition that's proposed. Here we're looking at the tree and the landscape plan that's been submitted. You can see a lot of the improvements more on this plan sheet. So access to the site is on the east off of Loftus Lane, and that will not change. The southwest portion of the site includes a turnaround in the parking lot, and this turnaround area is being shifted more to the east to accommodate for that proposed new addition that's going on the west side. There are 4 existing parking spaces next to this turnaround, which will be removed. So you can see here, this area is being shifted, and then new parking stalls will be installed further to the east. The site will include a total of 27 parking spaces, including 2 ADA spaces. There is an existing concrete sidewalk that currently circles the perimeter of the property for the most part, that will be maintained. A new sidewalk connection will be installed on the west side, connecting down across the west side of the building. There are private utilities on this west side, so those will be reconnected. There is also some minor filling and grading that will be necessary for the site and for the improvements. And just overall, the setbacks will still be maintained with a 25-foot setback around the perimeter of the site. The proposed parking lot too will comply with the parking lot setbacks that are required. So it's consistent with the original approvals for the site. The landscape removals do, I believe I have an error in the memo. I think it says 25 trees are being removed. I think there's actually only 16 trees that are being removed, but mostly it's on this west side of the site. You know, on this, so this is the existing aerial image, but on this west and southwest side of the site, to accommodate the new addition. So staff is continuing to work with the applicant regarding that. City code does require that landscape be required around the perimeter of the parking lot. You can see just circled here on this image that there is some existing, like a landscape bed there on that southern portion of the parking lot. So staff is recommending that that landscape be continued along that south side of the perimeter of the parking lot to bring it closer into compliance with city code. So that is something that we are working through. There has been a revised plan, landscape plan submitted for staff to review, so we'll continue to work through that. And then there are some recommended conditions for your consideration that are reflecting those landscape requirements. So tree replacement will be required. Anything that cannot be achieved on site, I believe the applicant is in agreement with doing a cash in lieu of in exchange for anything that would be deficient of the tree replacement requirements. No park dedication fee was ever, I believe I have an error in the memo on this one also, so I apologize, but no park dedication fee was actually required for the original site when it was developed, and it had something to do with the Lifetime Fitness project. The community park was intended for the area, and the city's ground lease and developer agreement satisfied the park dedication needs for the project when the Rivers of Life memory care was first originally approved. So no park dedication fees would be required for this addition. This does require a public hearing. To date, we have not received any comments, questions, or anything from the public regarding the proposed addition. So since this is a PUD amendment, we do have to hold a public hearing, and we've notified all properties within 350 feet as required by state statute, also published in the newspaper as required, and we use Let's Talk Savage and city website for updating the public as well. So we do have a representative here tonight on behalf of the applicant here, so they can ask. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you, and if I'm unable to, we can refer toward the representative.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Angie. This time, commission members, are there any questions for staff? Angie, I did have one. I see there's a comment that there's some minor grading that's going to happen, and they're
Yeah.
going to connect to stormwater. Am I correct in assuming that even though there's additional impervious surface, that there's no need for any sort of stormwater management plan alterations?
Yeah, our Water Resources Coordinator did review the plan, so nothing above and beyond is required for that.
Okay.
So, yep, it's all been accounted for with, I think, the original site when it was developed, so the site can deal with those new proposed impervious surfaces that are being added.
Great, smart. Mm-hmm. All right.
Mr. Chair, I have a question too. Just, do we know if this is going to be the full build-out then of the site, or is there like a phased plan to keep adding on some more?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't believe they'd have any more room. I don't know if the original building was ever built to go upwards, but to expand outward, they're probably at max with this addition.
Okay, thank you.
Commission members, any other questions? All right, it's at this time, I will open the public hearing at 7:11. It's at this time, the applicant representative is welcome to speak. However, you're not required to. All right, sounds good. Anybody from the public that would like to speak, please go to the podium, state your name, and you shall be heard. All right, seeing as there's no one willing and wishing to speak, I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
All right, motion by Christensen,
Second.
second by Wolf. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? All right, public hearing closed. Commission, is there anything additional we'd like to discuss? Okay. I will say that to the applicant, I appreciate the unity of this addition, how it pertains to the rest of the project and how it fits in the consistency of the neighborhood and the project as a whole. And I personally think this is a great use of space, and it looks like everything's been considered with staff. Is there a motion on the table?
Mr. Chair, I move that we recommend approval of resolution and ordinance for a PUD amendment allowing a 6-unit addition for Rivers of Life Memory Care Facility located at 6700 Egan Drive, Project 25-20, contingent upon DRC conditions.
All right, I have a motion by Christensen. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Zessman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? All right, motion passed.
So this will be going forward then to the city council on July 7th.
Perfect. All right, next on the agenda, recommendation to the city council for a PUD amendment and site plan building review to allow for a building addition for Quick Trip at 14175 Vernon Avenue, project 25-21. Jared, if you would, please.
Good evening, Commissioners. Quick Trip at 14175 Vernon Avenue South has submitted an application to expand the structure and do some modifications to the parking lot. This is at the northeast corner of Egan Drive and Vernon Avenue. It's a 1.35 acre site. Currently has 73.25% impervious surface area. The convenience store currently is 4,035 square feet. There are 16 fuel pumps and a total of 39 parking stalls. Currently, it's zoned PCD. It's PCD number 8, and its guide is commercial. This area was initially created as the city center for Savage back in 1989, but it hasn't developed that way. There's been numerous amendments made to this PCD district because of that, allowing for it. It was very strict on what was to go there. And over time, since it didn't develop that way, there was modifications to allow what we have there today. So the site plan and building review includes an expansion to the south. So the building is going towards Egan Drive. It is for a new commercial kitchen area, and then the internal store will be reflowed a little bit as well. The parking lot will be modified, which I'll go over here in a little bit, to accommodate that expansion. And then we're getting some landscaping installed on the site. There are no changes to the fuel pumps or any of the rest of the site with this application. I just want to note that one of the amendments to PCD 8 gave an additional 10 feet to the center line of County Road 42. The zoning code calls for 150 feet from the center line. This PCD has 140 feet from the center line. And so this building is going right up to that 140-foot mark. We are losing some impervious surface here. 1.8% is being removed from the site, which is good. Stormwater was reviewed by staff and has found that the current stormwater pond there is at 99% capacity. So only 1% has been used, which is great. So the existing parking lot that's being removed is shifted around the site. So we're getting five parking stalls that will be at the base of the sign. That'll be on the southwest corner of the site. That's intended for employee parking. And then the parking will just continue straight across the building as it is today. No stalls are being lost. So we have a net zero gain. We are adding an additional ADA compliance stall as well. The exterior of the building will match the existing building. So we're looking at a total of 75.25% brick with 12.5% glazing or windows. That's going to make up a bulk of the building with a composite wall panel system as in the peaks of the building as an accent material. There'll be a new vestibule installed, so that'll create an airlock so you don't have the breeze in the wintertime going into the store. As I said, the landscaping is being added to the site. We'll be seeing 2 additional Japanese lilacs with some roses and some other various spirea and some other various plantings. So as I said, we aren't losing any parking stalls. 39 will remain on site. 2 ADA parking stalls will be at the entrance. And that's all we got. So,
All right. Thank you, Jared. Commission members, are there any questions initially for Jared for this project?
Mr. Vice Chair. Jared, the plans on page A000, are those final plans? I mean, is there going to be any additional plumbing or anything like that installed, or?
Yeah, so I didn't include all of the internal plans. I mean, we were talking like a plan set of over 100 pages. So I just kind of took out the ones that related back to the site plan. So yeah, there will be some updates to the utilities on site with this project.
And this might be beyond the scope of like what our, purview is, but one thing I've noticed about our Quick Trip, as opposed to, every other Quick Trip, is that there's no, the coffee area, there's no drain. And so if you go in there any morning, sometimes people will have spilled coffee or like the cappuccino will have overflowed, and it can present a safety hazard. It just would be so much more convenient if they were able to put something there, like a drain underneath the spouts the coffee, like in every other place, so that's not filling up and overflowing. But
Yeah, the intent is with this remodel to bring the store up to, the standards that they have for other new stores too. So we'll see some big changes. That's why they're bringing in the kitchen. So.
Excellent. Thank you, Jared. Any other questions? All right, it's at this time, I'll open the public hearing at 7:20. Anybody in this packed audience would like to speak? All right, seeing that nobody is rushing to the podium, I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Mr. Chair, I assume it's fair to say that if folks have, questions, they can call the number, the owner's number is on the wall of the bathroom in the Quick Trip, so I assume that's a valid number if people have questions about that might be, that was a niche joke. Anyways, I move that we close the public hearing.
All right, I have a motion by Christensen,
Second.
second by Nelson. All those in favor?
aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstained? All right, public hearing closed. Any other comments before we go to a motion? All right, I personally am never opposed to an additional Quick Trip or a Quick Trip kitchen. So this, I personally am in favor of this. All right, it's at this time that there's no other discussion. I'm willing to entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I will recommend approval of the PUD amendment and site plan and building design review for Quick Trip project number 25-21 to the City Council, subject to the Development Review Committee conditions.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Commissioner Wolf. I have a motion by Wolf. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Zessman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? All right, motion carries. Next on the agenda, business. Is there any business, new or old? No business. All right, informational updates.
Yeah, we have Dam Patch Days upon us, starting today, going through Saturday, and then there is the pancake breakfast at Station 2 over here on Sunday morning.
So they haven't canceled the whole thing yet?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Seems like every year they just end up canceling everything.
The tents are up this year, though, so.
They canceled the Princess Parade already. My daughters are not very happy about that. They're not here to speak, but for the Dan Patch organizers, just know there's a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old who are not very happy about that.
There's some angry princesses. All right. Any other staff information?
Just mark on your calendars for a potential July 10th Planning Commission meeting, but as of right now, I can't think of anything off the top of my head where we would have that, but just in case. So.
All right. Perfect. Thank you. Next on the agenda is adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Wolf, second by Christensen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? All right, meeting adjourned.